Don't start a business until you watch this video. I mean, I get it. So you're on social media, you're on Instagram, you're on Facebook, and you're seeing the lifestyles of successful entrepreneurs. We all see the Lamborghinis and the Bentleys and the big mansions and the lifestyles they have, right? And many of you might be saying, man, I want that for myself. But I've got a few things that I think you need to think about, because when you start digging a little deeper to find out exactly what these people do to live such a great life, it's very easy for you to decide that you want that life for yourself. And I completely understand how that happens. But before you do that, one of the most important questions I think you should be asking yourself is, am I ready to be an entrepreneur? So I'm going to share 4 warning signs with you guys that might give you a clue as to whether or not you are ready for entrepreneurship and the things that come along with it. So without further ado, let's jump straight into it. So number 1, if you don't have any money saved, chances are now might not be a good time for you to start a business, because money can be the life or death of any business that you may want to start. And the reason for this is because, well, it takes time for a business to build momentum. It takes time for a business to mature and generate profit. It's a huge mistake to think that shortly after you start a business, your business is going to start making money within days or even weeks. The checks don't usually start coming in from your clients or your customers by the end of month 1. In fact, most times for new entrepreneurs, that it just doesn't happen that way. In fact, it might take you a year. It might take you 2 years. It might even take you 3 years to actually see a profit in your business. So are you good with that? Because you still got to live. You still have to pay bills. And you don't want to just be surviving. You want to do a little living as well. So you may not want to hear this, but it might not be a bad idea to keep your job and still work on your business until your business is strong enough to sustain itself and eventually all of your living expenses as well. So make sure that your cash flow needs are taken care of first. I mean, the business empire will come. It just may not come overnight. So if you aren't prepared for that, entrepreneurship might not be for you right now. I'm not saying that it's not for you, but it may not be for you right now. So the second warning sign you probably need to be aware of is not to jump into any business that you haven't done your homework on. Now, some of these business models that we see online, they look super sexy. You can see yourself doing the HGTV flip or selling exotic jewelry or flying to exotic places as a living, but you really should know any business like the back of your hand before you dive into it. A good question you should ask yourself before you even start your business is this business right for me? And is this business right for me right now? I mean, if we're really being honest with ourselves, we need to ask ourselves hard questions like, do I have enough knowledge to be in this space right now? And what makes me the right person for this type of business? Again, it's cool to look at videos on social media and dream and come up with ideas and to be inspired by the lifestyle, but that alone ain't a good enough reason to make a decision to get into any type of business. But here's the good news. If you don't really know an industry as well as you can, it's a good idea for you to learn as much about the industry as you can, right? Let's say, for instance, you want to open up a shoe store. So it could be a good idea for you to go and work in the industry to see how the industry works, right? Learn how the supply chain works. Learn how inventory is tracked. Learn pricing. Learn how to build relationships with the distributors. Learn how the marketing works. What does your perfect customer look like? Does your market have any seasonal ups and downs that you might need to know about? Basically, learn any and everything you can before you jump off the porch. Learning on somebody else's dime. And while you're learning how to be a good employee, you can also be kind of covert in learning how to run the business so that when you jump out there, you're ready. So basically what I'm saying is do your due diligence and you will increase your chances of success exponentially. Okay, so now we come to the third warning sign. You must measure the amount of stamina that you have in regards to your mental toughness and your ability to be resilient. This one reminds me of one of my favorite quotes from the author Jim Rohn. It goes, "Don't wish it was easier, wish you were better." Now, what that saying means to me is you can't accept things only when things are going good. Can you accept things when things get tough? Can you accept that when the going gets tough, that the tough have to get better? When you're in it, you gotta be in it to win it, man. So I want you to really think about how far you're willing to go when things are not going your way. Are you willing to make the mistakes and take the bumps and bruises that are necessary to get far enough down the road where you can consider yourself a success? Man, you gotta be willing to stay in the fight even when the evidence of your success hasn't showed up yet. So it also means you gotta enjoy the journey, not just the destination. I mean, yeah, it's gonna be cool when you finally get there and you're able to afford a few extra trappings. You're able to do a little bit more with your free time. You're able to go some of the places that you've always dreamed about. But, you know, that's the destination. The journey is about what's going on between where you're sitting at now and where you want to get to, right? It's about enjoying your evolution while becoming the person that can do the thing that brings the value and makes the money. So this is just another way of asking, what price are you willing to pay for the success that you're chasing in business? How long are you willing to pay that price? It's easy to fall in love with the glamorous part of the success in the entrepreneurship, but you also need to think about how long you're willing to stay in the ring and fight until you get to your victory. Are you willing to take a few L's? That's all I'm asking. If the answer to these questions are yes, then I'm pretty sure you will discover sooner rather than later what keeps entrepreneurs up at night. This is like one of the things that gives us the thick skin that we need to endure all of the lessons that most entrepreneurs learn way before the success comes, right? All right, so last but not least, number 4, if you are not willing to sacrifice what you consider to be your free time, you can forget about entrepreneurship until you are. This reminds me of a saying that I heard that goes like, show me how you spend your free time and I'll show you what's important to you. If you think that entrepreneurship is going to rescue you from working 5 days a week and things are going to suddenly become easier on you as far as your time commitment, let me save you some disappointment. It don't really work that way. In fact, you may find yourself spending more time in and on your business than you did at your 9-to-5 job that you may have done prior to working in your business full time. If you think business ownership is a free ticket to more relaxation and more free time, you'll eventually get there after you make the sacrifices and after you learn the lessons and after you bring the value and after you master your business. Then you'll start reaping the rewards of working on your business and not necessarily in your business, trading your time that's going to ultimately lead to the money. In fact, did you know that most small businesses in the United States fail before the first 5 years? That means between year 0 and year 5, you're pretty much in your probationary period as a business owner. Think about that for a minute. That's not to say that you won't make any money. It's just that things could change. And if you're not experienced enough to know how to pivot with those changes, then your business may not be equipped to weather a storm when it comes. And for most entrepreneurs, those storms do come. So those are my 4 warning signs. I shared these tips to give you inspiration and to set the expectation of what it may take for a successful entrepreneur to make it. Now, in my opinion, being a business owner can be one of the greatest things in the world. Personally, I love owning all of my businesses. I just want you to know what it may take you to get to where you ultimately need to be in order to reap the benefits. This is not to discourage you. This is to encourage you because many of you watching this video already know what I'm talking about and you're already prepared to make the sacrifice. But there will be some who are not quite ready to accept the realities I'm sharing today. So do me a really big favor and comment below if you're a business owner and you agree with me. Also comment below if you don't agree with me and tell me why. It's no secret that I believe in dealing with the reality as it is, not like I wish it was. And I also believe that you can get to the success that you're looking for a lot faster, and you won't be disappointed by any surprises you were not expecting if you take heed to these warning signs. So here's a bonus tip number. If you don't already have a niche and you're looking for a model to get started with while you're working your 9 to 5, I suggest a business similar to like real estate wholesaler. And the reason I'm partial to that is because it's something that you can do in your free time. It doesn't require a bunch of moving parts. You don't have to spend a lot of money up front. And the upside potential is infinite. The more you want to work at your craft and get better at it, the more money you could potentially make. In fact, you really don't need anything but a phone and a little specialized knowledge in order to put properties under contract and assign them to investors on your buyers list. So if you don't have an idea of what business you want and you're interested in learning more about real estate wholesaling, I've written a book called The Real Estate Wholesaler's Bible that you can get free of charge. As a thank you for supporting this channel, I'll put the link in the description below for you to get your free digital copy. And just know that this book should give you a good understanding of what real estate wholesaling is, and you can make an informed decision whether or not it's for you. Like I said, if you don't have a business niche right now, or something that you're doing to supplement your income that could potentially turn into a full-time business, by all means, get your free digital copy of my book, The Real Estate Wholesaler's Bible, and learn about real estate wholesaling and jump in and build yourself a substantial business. So as we bring this to a close, guys, I'd like to wish you much success. And if you have not subscribed and hit the notification bell, what are you waiting for? Go ahead, do that now. It helps us and the channel out. It helps us do more of what we're doing to help you become a better business owner. I wish you guys massive success, and we'll see you later.